Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Rajajana Dhandana Yashodanandana Rajajana Dhandana Yamuna Tira Vandachari Yamuna Tira Vandachari Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Gaur Nitai, Gauran Nitai, Gauran Nitai, Jaya Gauran Nitai. Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Srila Prabhupada. Nitya Gaur Haribo, 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 Gaura Haribo. Gaura Premanandi. I think everybody would be happy to do any service to receive garland from Krishna Balaram, right? Even if my attempt is very small, even for that I'm ready to do anything. Hare Krishna. So today we are continuing to discuss the most ancient book in the history, which is Bhagavad Gita. You know that Nanda Maharaj, when he was speaking to Krishna, he was quoting Bhagavad Gita also? Huh? Yes. Yeah, he did. Yeah, Bhagavad Gita was quoted many times in the world, probably more than we can imagine. And probably different versions as well. Same thing that our acharyas give different kinds of commentaries. Srimad Bhagavatam, how many commentaries are on Srimad Bhagavatam? And they're not repeating each other. So same thing, Bhagavad Gita can be told by Krishna many times. And there'll always be something fresh, something interesting, something different. That's the beauty of spiritual science, nothing is getting old. So today we are going to continue on a little bit confusing chapter. Hopefully not for us, but for Arjuna for sure. He was getting amazed and bewildered by the expression of universal form. So verse is 35. Dharmatma Prabhu said that Mataji yesterday also read a little bit of 35, right? He said, no, don't worry. The same verse can be given 2 times, it's okay. Yes, it's true. Okay, verse is 11.35. And let's see, what do you have? Who is talking there? Sañjaya. Why Sañjaya is so important to us? Who can say? Why Sañjaya is so important? Why he is so famous? He could just sit in one spot and hear, listen what's going on the Kurukshetra. Before we start, I can tell you one beautiful story, which I had an incident with my Guru Maharaj, Gopal Krishna Maharaj. It was 1990. My first son was born. And I went to him and asked, could you give him a name? And Maharaj said, yes, sure, but maybe you have your own idea. And I go, hey, okay, I have idea. I would like to call him Shukadeva. Why not? Oh, it's very beautiful, but you have to become Vyasadeva. I don't know. How many of you have received such instruction? I'm at least trying to be the tiny replacement. It's like Russia when it has this ambition, war and so on, that many countries they prohibit, they just stop the commercial interaction, and they have Russian replacement of the Coca-Cola, Pepsi-Cola, and the computers and everything. They have to create now. So from one point of view, it's kind of bad. They want to, get rid, not provide them with beautiful Western commercial stuff. From other side of view, they're now developing everything by their own. Now become more independent, Same thing. We try to become a little bit of a replacement, sitting in Vyasasana. But instead of replacing, we actually become more advanced ourselves. This is the beauty of taking any seva. Okay, text 35. Sañjaya is talking. Sañjaya uvāca etat śrutvā vacanam keśavasya kṛtāñjalir vepamānaḥ kirīṭī namaskṛtvā bhūya evāha kṛṣṇaṁ sa-gadgadaṁ bhūta-bhītaḥ praṇamya. Oh, sorry. Bhīta-bhītaḥ. Sorry. Thank you. Sañjaya uvāca. Etac śrutvā vacanam keśavasya kṛtāñjalir vepamānaḥ kirīṭī namaskṛtvā bhūya evāha kṛṣṇaṁ sa-gadgadaṁ bhīta-bhītaḥ praṇamya. Probably somebody knows the verse by heart. Etat śrutvā vacanam keśavasya kṛtāñjalir vepamānaḥ kirīṭī namaskṛtvā bhūya evāha kṛṣṇaṁ sa-gadgadam bhīta-bhītaḥ praṇamya. Sañjaya uvāca. Etam śrutvā vacanam keśavasya
namaskṛtvā bhūya evāha kṛṣṇaṁ sa-gadgadam bhīta-bhītaḥ praṇamya.
Etam śrutvā vacanam keśavasya
namaskṛtvā bhūya evāha kṛṣṇaṁ sa-gadgadam bhīta-bhītaḥ praṇamya.
Sañjaya uvāca.
Sañjaya uvāca.
Etat śrutvā vacanam keśavasya
Etat śrutvā vacanam keśavasya
kṛtāñjalir vepamānaḥ kirīṭī
kṛtāñjalir vepamānaḥ kirīṭī
namaskṛtvā bhūya evāha kṛṣṇaṁ
namaskṛtvā bhūya evāha kṛṣṇaṁ
sa-gadgadam bhīta-bhītaḥ praṇamya.
sa-gadgadam bhīta-bhītaḥ praṇamya. Mataji. No? Okay, synonyms for words. Sañjaya uvāca. Sañjaya said. Etat. Thus. Śrutvā. Hearing. Vacanam. This speech. Keśavasya. Of Kṛṣṇa. Kṛta-añjaliḥ. With folded hands. Vepamānaḥ. Trembling. Kirīṭī. Arjuna. Namaskṛtvā. Offering obeisances. Bhūyaḥ. Again. Evāha. Also. Aha. Said. Kṛṣṇaṁ. Unto Kṛṣṇa. Sa-gadgadaṁ. With faltering voice. Bhīta-bhītaḥ. Fearful. praṇamya. Offering obeisances. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Śrīla Prabhupada. Śrīla Prabhupada ki jai. Sañjaya said to Dhritarashtra, O king, after hearing those words from Supreme Personality of Godhead, the trembling Arjuna offered obeisances with folded hands again and again. He fearfully spoke to Lord Kṛṣṇa in a faltering voice as follows. Purport. It's a few lines. As we have already explained, because of situation created by universal form of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Arjuna became bewildered in wonder. Thus he began to offer respectful obeisances to Krishna again and again. With a faltering voice he began to pray, not as a friend, but as a devotee in wonder. Aham ajnanatimmirandasya jnananjanasalakaya chakshurunmilitam yena tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam yena bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhaktavrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Who was here in last lecture that I gave? Somebody remembers? We spoke also about amazing things. Here's a little bit different world. It's a wonder, devotee in wonder and a bewilderment. Last time was amazing class about amazing verses. Who remembers was most amazing verse in Bhagavad Gita? The soul. Somebody thinks that soul is amazing. Somebody talks about amazing. Somebody thinks about amazing. And somebody hears it and still doesn't understand. And Bhakti Shastri, our teacher, said this is the most amazing verse because it was 4 times amazing in the one word. Anyways, the whole idea of describing here the situation is, before the next prayer is coming, is the mental situation of Arjuna, which has, as Prabhupada tells in commentary, 2 things: amazement and bewilderment. Amazement, it is good, or not really. Do devotees have to experience amazement in their lives? Oh, the life should be boring. What do you think? Everybody expects to be amazed, and that's why we're coming to festivals. That's why we're coming to the deities. We want to be amazed by the new dresses every morning and be happy seeing how creative are the pujaris, how they dress the deities every morning. And keep that thing for a long time. Unfortunately, our memory is so bad. For example, now I'm sitting here and try to imagine, yes, I was in this morning, I looked at the deities, what color was dress? Who can remember? You see, our memory is so short. But if the amazement is extremely strong, that stays for whole life. And I think this particular case, when we see a universal form, which was intended, actually was asked by Arjuna, but many, many more could see that. Demigods could see that. They were also given vision. So when Krishna gives something unusual, he says, nobody saw it before. And it's kind of true. There was many universal forms shown by Krishna. Mother Yashoda saw the whole universe and sitting herself in the mouth of Krishna. Oh, I eat something wrong today. Something going in my mind, I cannot see it properly. It's some kind of bewilderment. Okay, that's okay. Who was else? There was a most unusual universal form shown to of the Kaurava dynasty when they tried to capture Krishna and put it underground, and suddenly all the earth was shaking and the huge peacock feather was coming from underneath the ground, and Duryodhana was completely disgusted. He was like in depression. He's like, how he can fight? If Krishna is going to be on this side, how are we going to fight him, And then Shakuni, he inspired him, no, you have to fight, He was an inspirational moment. And of course, Vamanadeva, he came. And in order all assembly could see that actually that's him, he's piercing with a toe the universe. They had to see the whole universe. So there was also universal form there. Many times, last class we gave, there was like nine cases of universal form shown different ways. But today we are a little bit more into the wondrous experience of Arjuna and his bewilderment. And we can understand that this idea of different emotions, and not just emotions, but also relationships with Krishna, are present in Krishna himself. He is full. Who knows the one simple claim which says that Krishna is source of all relationship? Is a cause of the causes, yes, indirectly. More specific. Rasa vaisaha, right? He is the embodiment of rasa, right? And Srimad Bhagavatam has this famous verse, I can't remember the Sanskrit, but the whole idea, I can read it. When Krishna came into Mathura, in the assembly, and he was about to do the most amazing, most wondrous thing of killing Kamsa. Different people, different groups of people saw him different ways. And our acharyas, they explained there was 10. Out of 12, there was 5 main and 7 secondary. Out of 12, the 10 rasas were all there present in one spot in one time. Same thing like Krishna is showing universal form, all the planets, all the demigods, all the anything, vasas, all the anything was one place, one spot. The same thing. Krishna was standing one, but because different devotees had different relationship with him, they saw him different way. So this is 10:43:17. The various groups of people in the arena regarded Krishna in different ways when he entered with his elder brother, Balaram. The wrestlers saw Krishna as a lightning bolt. The man of Mathura was the best of males. The woman as a Cupid person personified. The coward man saw as a relative. The impious rulers as a chastiser. His parents as his child. The king of Bhojas as a death. Thus, an intelligent and a supreme Lord was unveiled different forms. The yogis were so as an absolute form, and the Vrishnis as a supreme worshipable deity. So Sridhar Swami says that there was all different, 10 different ways. For example, the fury perceived by wrestlers, they was like, okay, this is going to be fight, this is going to be this, these are like my goal of my wrestling. The wonder, yeah, we're talking about wonder, Arjuna is never actually wonder. By general man, oh, Krishna is coming. First time they see, this is wondrous, you know, never see. Many of the people saw first time in a public area. He was hiding, he was born, he was brought to Vrindavan, but finally he came in public now, first time, so he was wondering. Beautiful. By woman, conjugal attraction, laughter, coward boys, and oh, come on. You have a friend, now you're coming to fight, whatever you imagine some strange things, you know. You're not supposed to do things. This is nonsense for you. We are fighting, we are much stronger. Actually, the story of Jagannath, when I'm just going on now, stories in the Srimad Bhagavatam, why only gopis went to Kurukshetra? Coward boys didn't go there. You know why? Because they were actually much stronger than the whole Kaura army. Just with their, coward boy sticks, they could defeat whole army. Same way as Arjuna, with his one bow and arrows, could defeat some armies there. We know the stories. Same thing. The coward boys, Vrindavan, they're the most strong and expert in fighting and stick fighting and everything, you know. So they could defeat. And so therefore, Krishna said, well, wait. We don't want to have like prematurely finished the war. Let's you stay home back in Vrindavan. Okay, girls can go. Something like that. The whole idea was different. Yes. So for the coward boys who was laughing, chivalry for kings, he's like, okay, he was coward boy, but now he's kind of a rival on the same level, chivalry, he's or the opposite or a competitor or maybe, a friend maybe, who knows, in the future, we'll see. Mercy by his parents, he was really like, melting the heart. For Kamsa was terror personified. There's my death coming. He knew, he was waiting, he was dreaming about Krishna. He couldn't sleep, he was dreaming about Krishna. Ghastliness, intelligent, peaceful neutrality for yogis and loving devotion for the Vrishnis. So this is an explanation of the whole things. Bhaktivinoda Saraswati is also explaining very unusual when he's saying that raso vaisaha, which I mentioned, rasam eva labhyat labhayanti bhavanti. He himself is rasa, the taste of mellow particular relationship. Yes, it's Taittiriya Upanishad. It's very important actually when we talk about many basic ideas, we have to find a verse, a confirmation from original Veda. So therefore our statement will be most appreciated. Because many times when we talk and there's one saint, and other saint is our parampara, but they say different things, so therefore it's a little bit, clash, Everybody has their own teaching. Okay, it's okay. But if we quote original Veda, Upanishads and so on, then okay, nothing to do. This is perfect. And therefore Gita is also sometimes called Gita Upanishad. There's Bhagavad Gita, but Gita Upanishad, sitting next to each other. So therefore it's quoted. And he's quoting there. That which is beyond imagination. That means nothing before in your life you had it, it's something similar. Heavily with wonder, relishing in the heart, shining with goodness, these three things. What it is? It is known as rasa. The ultimate rasa relationship with Krishna has these two things. First of all, it's just so amazing, you never experienced something similar. Never. Then there is a wonder, and wonder happens every day. Every day we meet Krishna, it's like completely new, never seen so beautiful Krishna before. And shining in the heart of goodness. Yes, the impure heart is unable to experience a pure relationship with Krishna. Oh, Krishna. Many things we can talk. But also, for us, since we are a little bit closer into the whole history, we can talk about amazing things of Lord Chaitanya. Anything for you which you think is most amazing in Lord Chaitanya? What is most closest thing, which made you make like...
His dance.
His dance? Dancing. Wow. Somebody asked me once, if somebody will give you the power of being in one moment in a history back, which one you would choose? And what do you think I chose? Same thing. I would like to see the dancing of Lord Chaitanya before Jagannath. This is most amazing. First of all, there was many parties. He arranged, there was 2 mridanga players, every party, there was like 7 karatal players, 2 singers, and then there was repeaters and everything. And there was so many parties, like 7 parties as well, right? And he was dancing in everyone, simultaneously, And nobody can see, I think only few. King Prabhu, so some devotees could see. But I was also thinking, oh no, he's dancing with us, he's dancing with us. But actually, vision is so transcendental. Even Krishna is dancing same, right? He was doing same unexplainable things. One thing is quite interesting, because different acharyas say that Krishna expanded himself in a rasa dance. Do you agree with that or no? You agree? But then, one time Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says, he didn't expand, he was dancing so fast. You know, it's compared like a moving stick. You have put the stick in a fire, and then you extinguish it, and there's a little bit of a glowing coal, like a very, very nice. And in darkness, you just do it around. It's like around. So Krishna was dancing so fast that he actually visited every single gopi. And I cannot understand these explanations till now, but he said if he would be expanding himself, that would be Aishwarya. But dancing so fast that everybody was kind of feeling his presence, that's Vrindavan mood. So yeah, and Chaitanya was doing the same. Yeah, there is a Chaitanya Charitamrita saying, Adilila 8:15. If you're indeed interested in logic and argument, for those people who are really dry in speculation, kindly apply them to the mercy of Lord Chaitanya. If you do so, you'll find the mercy strikingly wonderful. That's, if you want to know just wonder, but like striking so much you become stunned, This is the mercy of Lord Chaitanya, which could be observed, but of course we have to like a little bit of have a meditation due to revealance, because without mercy, starting because the Guru, original mercy starts with devotees and Guru, but finally, of course, Lord Chaitanya himself can reveal those personal pastimes and then beauty and especially mercy. And mercy is like overflowing from his heart. And therefore, it is so amazing, it's strikingly wonderful. A little bit further, this is a chapter which usually we hear in once a week. This is reasons why Lord Chaitanya came, and he has explained. 427. He says, taking those pure devotees with me, Chaitanya is talking, there is a pure devotees in the spiritual world. We can talk about whole story. A few days ago, I had this little bit of a hard problem in my mind, understanding what is our original position. Have you ever asked yourself, what is our original position? Have you read those books? Leaves falling from like Kunta and so on. There's like 3 or 4 of them for sure. There's GBC book, and there's these and these and these, like 4 at least, dedicated, besides the acharyas talking. And I was going around and asking devotees, what do you think? What is our original position? Next devotee, what do you think? And I had 2 nice answers, and the most, of course, nice answer is, what do you think? Which Chaitanya told. Krishna Nityadas. The one Maharaj said, this is our original position. That means that we are having some relationship with Krishna, and we still came here. And Prabhupada once explained, yes, Krishna was begging, don't go, don't go. And, I want to go. Prabhupada compares to the fan. The small child wants to have a fan. And father switches off electricity and, okay, touch now. So not so painful. Bhaktivinoda Thakur has a most amazing explanation, never heard anyone else saying. If you want to color the cloth, especially the orange or any color, what do? You put some color in the water, and what do? You put the cloth inside, outside, inside, outside. 5-6 times, this side, that side. Nice. The color is even. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, if you want have a pure devotion of jiva, of the soul, then you put it like a cloth in a color, in and out, in the material world. And after a few times, The pure devotion is there. it's washed off all the bad things, and the color is nice and smooth and shiny. So this is the way how to develop devotion. And sometimes Krishna puts in a material situation, pulls out, puts next time, again pulls out, and every time we do it, we become more and more convinced that the out is better than in, and our smoothness, our purity is getting every time better. So, Chaitanya is saying, taking those pure devotees with me, I shall descend and sport in various wonderful ways, unknown even by Vaikuntha. So that means he is descending even from Vrindavan. I shall broadcast such a pastimes by which even I am myself amazed. So he's performing pastimes which he is amazed himself. So how is that wonderful? You do something. Well, in material world we can see, for example, somebody is building a skyscraper. One is doing one job, another one is that job, and the architect is putting something in a paper, just drawing the lines and so on. And finally, when it comes to real life, and of course, if the builders are not from India but somewhere from Germany, then the whole thing is completely perfect and amazing. And even the architect says, wow, I didn't expect, in the paper it looked different, and my mind looked different, but real life, that's a building, that's a beauty. So the same thing even for Krishna, when he does his pastimes, because he's not doing them alone. There is few important factors, and one factor is, of course, the amazing nature of the devotees who take in the pastimes, and also Yogamaya, who is also arranging all stuff. So when these things happening, then Krishna is amazed himself, because he has an unusual nature. Sometimes we say Krishna is omnipotent, right? He knows everything. But in order for him to be amazed, he has to agree, I don't know everything, maybe something I don't know. And somebody comes to him and he's surprised, woo! So that means he didn't know, right? So he's amazed by the pastimes, yes. There was one more case, many cases actually, many cases when Chaitanya amazed devotees. And for example, one time, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, this is Adilila 1:7-134. When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu thus showed for each and every sutra of the Shankaracharya's explanations, all the assembled Mayavadis were struck with wonder. So for them, not so wondrous some qualities, but when they read the scriptures of Shankaracharya, and although they for years and years and study, and they become Paramahamsa sannyasis, renounced because of those things. And then suddenly comes one Vaishnava and turns everything upside down. And such a beautiful way, you cannot reject. You have to accept. And this is a Vedic system. When somebody, like in a fight, somebody is defeating you with a sword, what do? You surrender, you become his citizen, even you become his fighter, fight for him. If you're not killed, if you're not injured, you're strong. That means if you're defeated, now you're on my side, now you fight for me. So the same thing in philosophy. If somebody is defeating you, you accept his religion. So therefore the Shankaratites, they had to accept. They became Vaishnavas because of this wondrous thing. This bewilderment. So there's 2 points. We spoke already last time about wondrous and amazing things. We also can talk a little bit of bewilderment. So bewilderment is one of the beginnings of Bhagavad Gita, which we are studying, 244. Bhoga Aishvarya Prasaktanam Tayapahita Chetasam Vyavasatmika Buddhir Samadho Navidhiyate. So this is in the minds of those who are too attached to the enjoyment material opulence and who are bewildered by such a things. Resolution, determination for devotional service did not come, did not take place. So this bewilderment in the material world is actually stumbling block. And somehow we also see a little bit today in Arjuna's attitude, because he was friend of Krishna, right? Everybody knows. Arjuna was friend of Krishna. But now when he saw the universal form, and he was amazed and he was bewildered, he became more in a servitude, So therefore, even for him, there was a stumbling block. Well, this was not the first one. He was bewildered in the beginning, with relationship with the relatives. When he had to kill his grandfather, his guru, and so on, he was also bewildered. Of course, we can say in a very background, this is Krishna Lila and so on, but actually we understand. He's not Vishnu Tattva, he's also a living being. And there's a period when you are amazed. Brahma, the creator of the whole universe, he creates, he knows these things inside and out. Even for him, something is so amazing he doesn't understand. So what we are, small ones and Arjuna and so on. This is true. What else interesting is there? Let's follow a little bit of the beginning. We were saying that Arjuna was bewildered in the beginning, and the second chapter also says that is the way of the spiritual and godly life. After attaining, such a man is not bewildered. So that means that if you follow after some while, you're not bewildered. So this is what Krishna is promising Arjuna. If you follow this path, you will not be bewildered. Is it true or not?
Yes.
Is it true?
Yes.
But now, he is not bewildered by materiology. Now he sees universal form. Is it material? No. He is also bewildered. Because the beauty and amazing things of Krishna's pastime, he said, Krishna himself, I'm amazed. So what about the normal living beings? So yes, in the beginning we are trying to avoid that bewilderment which is coming from a material world. But actually, finally, the bewilderment of spiritual amazement will be much, much higher and much, much more absorbing. Because material, you're bewildered and you don't see. You don't see actual bewilderment. You are covered by Maya and you don't know your situation. That's a problem with the material situation. We don't know. We are bewildered, but we think this is normal. Yeah. If you come outside, like a prisoner, you look at this huge castle and you understand thousands of people staying there, and there's electricity around, there's thousands of guards and everything. Yeah, you are, wow. But when you finally come to your cell, which is 2 by 2 meters, you're so much bewildered, you forget where you are, and you just see your small cell, So this is our bewilderment material life. We just see our narrow, my family, my things around. There's a joke. Food for life for me and wife. Yeah. This is food for life program, for 2 people, for me and wife. This is how we do. Yes, and more than that is just a few verses ago, Krishna asked Arjuna, be my tool, be my, how was it?
Be my devotee.
No, not just devotee, that be the instrument in my hands. So, yeah. So he was saying that, okay, when you see this universal form, the most important for you it is to understand that I'm a time I know is going to happen. These people are killed. You please be my instrument. But before that, we are bewildered. We think I'm myself doing, Prakriti Kriyamana, Gunekana. So it's like ahankara. By the false ego, you are bewildered. Kṛta-añjaliḥ. I think I am a doer, right? I'm a doer. So I had a very unusual example, which I was listening in one class, and the Man Maharaj said that, just imagine a situation, the small child, he is sitting on his father's shoulders. He's hanging his legs here, and he has his hands, on the head, and this, or here, or whatever. He's sitting there, and he's like 2 or 3 years old, and he was sitting and walking. The father is walking, and then what he does, he takes his father's head and he's like turning it or something, and father starting walking that way, and he takes his chairs and and Father is walking that way. And then he doesn't even do, he just puts his legs, puts legs like this way, and Father goes this way, and Father goes this way. So this is the situation with us, Just because after a while, this boy thinks that he is walking left and right, right? Not Father walking, I'm just doing this one, and we're moving this direction, or we are stopping, or we are running, something like that. Just a little bit, some small, tiny movement, and everything happens. So we are bewildered by this thing, because kṛta-añjaliḥ, it is false ego saying, I'm doing things. Because I think I'm body, this situation is mine, so all these things happen because of me. There is a little bit of a touch, because we have a tiny desire in our heart, and we think, okay, I want to do this, but the whole arrangement, the modes, material nature, Bhagavad explains how they work and so on. So this happens, and I want to take credit. But here Krishna says, yes, take credit, please, please. But for the proper activities, not for material activities. For things which are meant to be happening, which is Krishna's plan. So I don't care. I planned it, I did it all in my mind, but you take care, you take a glory, I'm fine. Why Krishna needs glory? Krishna gets glorified every day anyways. So this is the whole idea. Yeah, ultimate cause. There's different causes. Prabhuji gave a beautiful verse, and Prabhupada once gave quite an unusual example of the power station. There's a power station which produces the electricity, and then there's the wires, and the generator wires, and there's a lamp, and so on. And the energy originally comes from Krishna, right? All the energies come from Krishna. But for us to understand better, we think, okay, light's coming from here. Is it true? It's kind of true. But energy doesn't come from there. Energy comes from the wires, comes from the generator, ultimately comes from sun, right? So, and because we are not seeing those things like a child, when he looks at the car moving, a rickshaw moving, does he understand all the engine inside? How it's happening, how electricity goes on, how the pum 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 goes on? No. He just sees external movement. So this is our bewilderment in the material world. We see all the movement and we think, I am the one who is doing. I am the one who is driving. And it's true. Just go on the street, and somebody bumps in your car. What do you say? Oh, why did you hit me? I didn't touch you. Why did you hit me? Yeah? My car is me. My ego already expanded so much to think that you hit me. No, car hit car. We are sitting here comfortably. Nobody has a problem or any injury, but you hit me. Yeah, this is identification with material world, material bewilderment like that. Even intelligent are bewildered. This is 416. Yeah, with action in action. Is even more, It is one of the main subjects, probably one of the, besides probably devotion, is what is action, what is not action, action in action. If everybody who studied those things, how is that possible? Somebody is doing nothing and he's getting karma. And somebody is active like crazy and no karma for him. How is that? Because of Krishna's will and pure consciousness and devotion. So those things are possible. You can do many, many things, no karma from you, and you just do nothing, you sit home, and you get your karma. How is that possible? Yeah. So this is the bad things which you try to avoid. Ichya dvesha samudvaya. Now this is 725. O sign of Bharata, conqueror foe. All the entities are born into delusion, bewilderment, by dualities arising from desire and hate. So probably this is one of the hardest subjects, which comes the Bhagavad Gita, then goes Srimad Bhagavatam, and then goes Chaitanya Charitamrita, right? So one of the basic, most deep philosophy of Lord Chaitanya, how we call them? Bhīta-bhītaḥ, right? Has somebody heard of it? Because originally there is a, purity, and then there is a duality. This is 6 Vedic philosophies, Dvaita and Dvaita-Dvaita and Shuddha-Dvaita and Vishishta-Dvaita, so many things. And they all discuss one thing, how it is one and how it is two, and how these two things are connected. So for us it's difficult to understand how these two things happen. And therefore there is a little bit of the experience in devotees. The most famous word is reconcile. You know the word reconcile? How these two things we can understand that they don't contradict each other. Same thing I told you about walking around and asking what is our original position. And if you read carefully Prabhupada's books, he says both things. One time he says nobody falls. He says even more. There's one full class, one letter to Madhudvisha Prabhu, and one full class saying we cannot fall. Jiva cannot fall from spiritual world because it's spiritual. This is all illusion. Nobody falls. We are not fallen. Yeah, we are still spiritual. Right? We souls, we are spiritual. So how are we fallen? We are not fallen. If you dress orange, you become orange soul? No, this is external dress. I can change. I put white or blue, whatever. You don't change. You become the same person. But people outside look at, oh, you changed. This Rupa Goswami said, he spoke with Lord Chaitanya. He said, I don't know who I am. I don't know. Everybody called me Pandit. I don't know myself who I am. So therefore Chaitanya explained the whole story. It's not Goswami. So therefore we have to understand, we are bewildered even by our position. And this contradictory can be. And some other place he said, yes, we were there, but we fallen. We became envious, we left Krishna. So how these two things happen together? Because one paper says this, one paper says, one devotee says no like that. So the system is quite interesting. It's called Panchanga Nyaya, a logic of 5 steps. And many times when you write the book, you have to include all these 5 things. I'll try to find the Kṛṣṇa, Kṛṣṇa, Kṛṣṇa. Yeah, it's 5 of them. The first thing is you have a statement. Okay, today we're going to talk about universal form. That's not enough. We have to also give a little bit of what it is in universal form. It's connected to Krishna, it builds with Arjuna, so on. So you give the main idea, statement, thesis. This has to be in the book in the beginning. Every book. You don't start with, you told this, he told that. This is wrong. No, this is later. So then you have second stage, hetu, the reasons. Why is that? Yeah? If we take even 9th chapter when there's a king of knowledge, Raja Vidya Raja Guhyam, all these things are there. You can step by step see how Krishna gives all these things. This is statement, this is next one, a reason, then there is a next one, explanation or examples. Then the 4th step is the dealings with doubts or opposite parties. And final number 5, conclusion or application. So all these 5 things are every Goswami, even Prabhupada, if you follow these carefully, you will see these things in every verse and every book. So therefore, if you want to explain those things, you have to understand. There is a most important part in Bhagavad Gita and everything which we saw. Even in universal form, why it was so bewildering to Arjuna? Because he didn't see 2 things. He didn't see how this all connected together and how it's also connected to Krishna's original nature. He saw it different. He said, oh, there's one original, sweet, nice, beautiful friend Krishna, and then there's something else, some universal form. So because he didn't connect those things, he saw separate. It's almost for him material. So material means what? Not connected to Krishna. So if you see something bewildering, something amazing, but you cannot, in a poor fund of knowledge, actually connect those things, you become bewildered. So this is the main thing to understand. So therefore, for us it is important to read scripture, to practice and see how every single thing is connected to Krishna. So therefore, we will be amazed, but we will never be bewildered. So this is a kind of short thing out of 10 pages, which I was planning to do. You know, sometimes you want to explain things, especially when you have an argument. You have an argument with your friends or a wife, you know, and after argument you're sitting like, I should have said that. And if I would said that, I would be winning the argument, right? You have always, you know, after it's called moving the fists after fight. Yeah. So same thing, when you want to give a class, sometimes you think, oh, this would be nice to tell, this would be nice to tell, but time runs so fast and you have to choose the thing which you think which is most important. So for us, most important to understand universal form for us also when we see, even not, this is not universal, this is material form. If we don't connect everything as an original element of creation, the first step, this is sambandha. And if we don't see that everything which you see around, like Prabhupada's even microphone, can be used for service, and we connect these things to the original idea and the whole goal with the process, with the abhideya, then we are bewildered. So therefore, these three things has to be sambandha, abhideya, prayojana. We connect everything we see, remembering this is kind of universal form, and if we don't want to be bewildered, we have to try to see how elements which we see around are connected to Krishna. We see the other thing, how they meant to be for Krishna's pleasure, and which is our part in the middle, as a servant who can do that. So when these three things present in our life, we can do any service, starting from chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, up to the meditation, karma, jnana, all these processes which are described in Bhagavad Gita will be connected in a proper way and fall, and we will never be bewildered because we see everything connected. So this is a process which is the last part of 5-step process of Panchanga Jnana. How you connect, how you see the harmony of both elements which are coming from God, and harmony and purpose. So if these two things will be harmonious with Krishna's plan, we will be safe, not sorry, and we'll be happy doing our seva with the company of devotees. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much. Grantraj, Bhagavad Gita. Any comments, questions? Anything? Yes, thank you so much. Pleasure to hear you, see you. A little bit few devotees run away, but that's okay. Thank you. Hare Krishna.